Hey guys, welcome to my tutorial about my program ReadyReplace. With this program you can easily batch replace any of file contents or anything in file names. You can download it on my webpage softhummingbird.com and I provide you the link in the description. It's about 200 kilobytes in size and is a portable application. That means you don't have to install it and therefore do not need any administrator rights to run it. Before I show you the outline of this tutorial, I explain the program very briefly. This is how the program looks like. You define your files that you want to make the replacements in by dragging them into this window here. Then you define your replacements and after that you execute them with this button over here. Of course you can also save your replacement tasks for future use. Okay, and now the tutorial. I hope you're interested and enjoy it. It is split into two videos where I will show you everything you need to know. The first video concentrates on examples for batch replacing in file names. The examples I will show are for renaming photo files, movie files and music files. The second video covers the batch replacing of file contents. There I show examples how to batch replace special content in all of your web page files with just a few clicks. Then I will give you some more examples for files from machines or programs that you have to modify in order to adjust them to your needs. Okay, but now let's start with replacing stuff in file names, and particularly use the program to rename your photo files. If you download your photos from your camera, their file name usually looks something like this. So let's drag it into your program. Now you see that this part of the file name is same for all of the files, and that's the part you want to get rid of. So copy it with Ctrl+C. Now double-click in the replacement window to define a new replacement. In the new window you can define now what has to be replaced with what. We want to replace this text with, let's say, with the date of the file, so we type it in and edit. Double-click in the replacement window again and replace the extension with close bracket and the extension. And add that. Over here we see already how many replacements per file are pending. Here we see that the replacements will be done in the file names and we execute. Now all of our files look nicely. For our next example we select all the files with Ctrl+A and delete them from the list. Or we just click on File, New. In the second example we will do something similar. We have these photograph files over here and we drag them into the program. The date is separated by hyphens, but maybe you want them to be dots. At the same time you want to keep the hyphen between the date and the photo number. So here we will define three replacements. Double-click on the replacement list and define. Find space, hyphen, space and replace it by, let's say, a dummy such as 2 dots. Edit. Then replace a hyphen with a dot and add that. And then, after that, replace the double dot back to space hyphen space. And we add that as well. Here is the number of our pending replacements. We replace in the file names and execute. And voila, all of the files renamed as we wished. Next, we will take a look how we can use the program to rename movie files. Let's say we have some movie files that look like this. Select them all and drag them into the program. We do not want to have this strange text, so copy it into the clipboard. Now, double-click on the replacement window, paste this text and replace it, well, with nothing. Click on Add. Check that the replacement is done in the file names and check the number of replacements. If you click on File Contents, you see that no replacements would be done since this text does not occur in the file data. Okay, click back on File Names and Replace. You see here all the annoying text is gone. Now you could define to replace square brackets with round brackets and replace dots by spaces. But let's move on to the next example, music files. Let's say you have this music album over here. First of all, we select all the files and drag and drop them into the program. And let's say we do not want to have the album title in the file name. Of course you could as well do the opposite and include the album title if you wish. So we copy this part of the file name and replace it with nothing. You see, each file has one replacement occurrence. Always check where and how much you are replacing and execute. And that's it. Okay, now let's replace the space minus with a bracket or a dot, for example. So define the replacement, add, and execute. Done. It's simple. Okay, last example for this tutorial is changing the extension of the files. We double-click on the replacement and define, replace the extension .mp3 with .rv. Update, check if everything is correct, and execute. Now all the MP3 files have the RV extension. This, however, of course, does not change the format of the file. It just replaces the file name. So let's just change it back to MP3. Or, in fact, we could as well change it to TXT, just for fun. Update and replace. Now we could open the files in the text editor if we want. Okay, this was it for the file renaming. You can do the same game for file contents. But the file contents are covered in the next tutorial. And now go on my webpage softhummingbird.com, download the program ReadyReplace and use it yourself. So enjoy it!